I believe they have a safe haven within the walls of this very city. They call it the Court of Miracles.
What are we going to do about it, sir?
Phoebus agrees to help and attends the festival with Frollo, where we see Quasi trying to sneak in. Not that he'd really stand out in this crowd. Yeah. But after stumbling into a tent, we get our first glimpse of Esmeralda. I'm thinking right about now he's kinda wishing he'd gotten her by the robe. Damn curtain. Unfortunately, she assumes his ugliness is a mask, because anything that ugly can't be real. Oh.
That's no mask.
It's his face!
But Clopin reminds them that being ugly was the idea, and Quasi is crowned. But Frollo does not like this one bit. So when trouble starts, he does nothing to help him.
Master! Master, please, help me!
When Esmeralda sees this, she takes a stand, and Frollo demands her arrest. But Esmeralda gets away and takes sanctuary in the cathedral where
Phoebus
finds her. And we have a cute little lover's quarrel.
Ooh. You fight almost as well as a man.
Funny, I was going to say the same thing about you.
That's it.
Interrupted by Frollo.
I'm sorry, sir. She claimed sanctuary. There's nothing I can do.
Don't worry. Minister Frollo learned years ago to respect the sanctity of the church.
Now this is what I love. Here's where we see that Frollo is not only evil, he's creepy too. Ugh. Enough!
Set 1 foot outside, and you're mine.
So our damsel in distress is trapped, and after what's gotta be one of my favorite musical numbers, she finds Quasi, who shows her around the bell tower and agrees to help her escape.
Wow, you're quite an acrobat.
Thank you.
These guards have to be some of the dumbest people in France. I mean, really, they run in the opposite direction of where the sound originated. And they actually fall for this. Gray, stone, bright purple dress. How do you fall for that? So she escapes, and Quasi sings about how no one as ugly as him could ever be loved, I guess forgetting about oddballs like Ozzy Osbourne, Gary Busey, and the angry video game nerd. And we get led into the absolute best villain song in the history of villain songs.
It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It is the gypsy girl, the witch, who set this flame.
I remember getting creeped out by this song as a kid, even if I couldn't really understand what he was singing about.
Destroy Esmeralda, and let her taste the fires of hell, or else let her be mine and mine alone.
After swearing he will make Esmeralda his or see her dead, Frollo begins his witch hunt, imprisoning anyone who doesn't help. But all this does not sit well with Phoebus, and while he's told to burn down a cottage holding a family under house arrest, he refuses. Esmeralda saves him and... Wait, what the hell? What kind of a king allows a judge to do that? I mean, have the French actually stooped to surrendering to themselves? He's a fucking judge with a sick crush. Why would you allow this? So after another musical number in which the gargoyles convince Quasi that Esmeralda must love him because he's not good looking, the harsh winds of reality blow in, and she asks him to watch over Phoebus as he recovers, and she is now in love with him. Meanwhile, Frollo, who finally figured out Esmeralda couldn't have escaped on her own, pays Quasi a visit to confront him, and let him know that he knows where her hideout is.
And tomorrow at dawn, I attack with 1,000 men.
I'm guessing this takes place back when an attack from the French was actually something to worry about. Phoebus decides to save the day, and Quasi, after some pushing, agrees to help out as well. So they find the hideout in the graveyard where they run into a new problem.
It's a trap!
And what is with this guy? He's the narrator, the MC for the festival, the leader of the ambush.
I am the lawyers and judge all in one!
The scriptwriter must have neglected to pick a role for him. But once again, Esmeralda saves the day in time for Frollo to ruin it.
It's a trap!
So all the gypsies are captured and Esmeralda is sentenced to burn at the stake, but Frollo gives her one last chance to save herself.
Choose me or the fire.
Meanwhile, Quasi, who has been chained up after throwing himself a pity party, decides saving Esmeralda is more important. So... once again, I have to point out how much I love the music in this movie, particularly this scene, and it's just so good. Quasi saves Esmeralda, but...
Esmeralda, wake up! You're safe now! Esmeralda?
oh no!
Quasimodo.
Esmeralda.
Oh phew. So after a long, crazy battle scene, we have the final showdown, which probably has the quickest case of jaundice to appear on a character. Frollo dies, Esmeralda lives, Quasi's broken heart mends at the drop of a dime, and our narrator slash MC slash mob leader slash executioner leads us out. This was by far one of my most favorite Disney movies as a kid. It was dark, funny, and the music kicked ass. Well, with a few exceptions. And it was one of the last Disney movies to remember that if you're going to make a family movie, to keep in mind that families consist of adults too, not just kids. But I guess all good things must come to an end. I'm your cartoon critic, and this is not my bracelet.